Hi, my name is Anthony Simpson, and my claim is racial stereotyping / profiling in America is dangerous and needs to stop. Imagine a scenario where it's a normal day. You're going to the bank to withdraw some money. You get up to the counter, and the withdrawal that you're requesting is a high amount of money. You don't want to say how much money you have out loud, so you write the instructions down on a piece of paper and hand it to the bank teller. I'd like to withdraw $12,000 cash from my checking account. Please use the money account somewhere else. I'd like to be discreet. The note reads, following by showing the bank teller your ID. I'll be right back. Please wait here, the bank teller says. He has on sunshades. He has on a black hat. Those are red flags we look for in the bank, you hear the bank teller saying from a distance. What is going on? You ask the bank teller. She doesn't reply as she's on the phone. I'm pregnant and worried about my safety because he seems sketchy, you hear her say. Before you know it, the police arrive. You realize at this moment, you're in deep trouble. You're detained by the police on suspicion. They handcuff you, and they keep you in custody. The police officers find all the evidence that they need to know. It turns out that everything was just a misunderstanding. The police officers find out that you've been wrongly accused of everything that has happened. It turns out that the bank teller thought you were trying to withdraw money from an account which is not yours. The apology that you get is, we deeply regret that this incident occurred. It should have never happened. We apologize. But is that really enough? The problem with this is that when you showed her your ID, she didn't even read the name. She already had her suspicions about you. She claims it's the way you dressed. But you know this isn't the reason, because the bank you're at has no dress code. So what is it? You realize you've been racially profiled. Racial profiling is the use of race or ethnicity as grounds for suspecting someone of having committed an offense. This scenario is actually a real event that happened to Ryan Coogler, a black filmmaker that is majorly known for his movie Black Panther. Racial profiling is also very similar to racial stereotyping, which is a widely accepted perception or belief about the attributes of a particular race, especially minority groups. Some examples of racial stereotypes set on black people are that they are dangerous, they steal things, they are violent, and other horrible things that are just mindlessly set on black people. Sometimes, racial stereotyping can be shown everywhere. As an example, a white woman clutching her purse when she sees a black man. Both racial stereotyping and racial profiling are equally as dangerous and need to be stopped. It's caused many problems in our society, such as implementing this persona into a person just because of their race into young children today, causing the children to grow up and think the same way about people in these minorities. Racial stereotyping also leads to racial profiling. If racial stereotyping is taught to the young kids today, it can cause the future generations to be in a dangerous, racist environment. If young kids that were raised to racial stereotype and racial profile, then it can lead to more incidents, such as the George Floyd situation, an infamous situation in which a man was wrongfully murdered because the officers say he appeared to be under the influence. Everything with racial stereotyping and profiling is just simply unnecessary. What's the point of judging someone because of their race when you don't even know them? I think that all races should be seen as the same. You should not judge a person until you meet them. Put yourself in the shoes of a minority for a second. Constantly avoided by people that just feel uncomfortable by you. Pulled over by cops thinking you're up to trouble, when in reality you're doing nothing wrong. Underestimated on your abilities and intelligence simply because of your genetic background. A simple gene that was given to you by the people before you. All this drama and havoc over a simple gene that you can't even control. Look, it's okay to have your opinions about people, but please don't make it over something like race that a person cannot control. It's absolutely ridiculous. Tell me, would you want to be judged over something like that? Maybe I should mention the fact that stuff like this is mentally deteriorating for minorities. Some even scared to leave their house or even approach cops because they know what may happen. It's not fair. Nobody should have to feel that way. Some people believing they look different resulting to suicide, self-harm, mental disorders, etc. If we can fix racial stereotyping and racial profiling now, I promise you the environment we'll be making for our children and future generations will be the best yet. Thank you for listening.